Yo, so today is my walkthrough of the Shockwave Druid in this season's hardcore ladder. So it's a new build from patch 2.4. I did a spotlight of it in my last video, but that was more of a fire Shockwave Druid. So Armageddon instead of what I have now, because I have Enigma now, so it changes the build a bit, but I'll go over the skills first. So I guess the base of the build is 20 points into Shockwave, which now has an increased synergy with Maul, so it's double what it was pre-patch 2.4. So 20 into Shockwave, 20 into Maul. This tooltip damage displayed, I believe, is bugged, so you actually do more damage than that, as you'll see later when I'll run Chaos for you. So after those 40 points put in, and the other hard points on the one skillers, we go into the summoning tree. So I've maxed out Oak Sage and then one into all the summons. And then after that, I've gone 20 into Cyclone Armor, one into each of these other prerequisites, and then the rest of my points into Hurricane. The damage from Hurricane isn't really the point of the build. I just did it as a synergy for Cyclone Armor, just because in hardcore, when I'm teleporting around with Enigma, I really don't want to die. So it just adds another effective 1000 HP buffer when I'm teleporting around, in case I run into like a spicy like pack of souls, or if I blink right into Venom Lords who all try to fire me down. It's just insurance. And then yeah, I'll go over the items that I have, which are pretty in-game, but I'll go over a budget build at the end of my run through Chaos as well. So right now I got Heart of the Oak, a Jalal's with an Rune socketed in it, and Enigma and a Mage Plate. I got a Caster Amulet, so the +8 faster cast rate lets me break into the 99 faster cast rate breakpoint, so that's always nice. Spirit, Elders, and then I have a Dwarf Star, just because my main Magic Find route is Travancore and Chaos runs, which are Venom Lords and the Hydras, so Fire Resist or Fire Absorb is probably the most important resistance to take into account. I got an Arax with a +1 skills and 20% faster cast rate, Ravenfrost, and then these are Chance Gloves. I could potentially go Mage Fist if you're lacking in the faster cast rate breakpoint, and also for the mana regeneration. I feel like that's not talked about a lot. And then for the charms, Torch Annie, any of the three Shapeshift Elemental or Summons skillers are fine with this, since you do go into every tree, so just whatever you can afford. Otherwise, just get as much life as you can, because when you're in Werebear, and because of the Oak Sage, and because of your CTA, which I do have on my offhand, every point into Vitality or extra life is multiplied quite a bit more in this. And then, yeah, on my Merc, I got a Duriel Shell for Cannot Be Frozen and Resistances. G-Face socketed with a Shale Rune, so that I can hit the 49% faster hit recovery, which is for the next breakpoint for the Mercenary. And then I got an Ethereal Reaper's Toll socketed with the Shale Rune. The Decrepify is really important for this build, because you do only physical damage, really. And if I didn't have this, I would probably go for a Lawbringer Act 5 Merc. And yeah, I'll do a run of Chaos. And we'll talk through how it goes. So I'm doing a Holy Grail run, so pretty much just spamming this all day. Do my shouts, cast my Cyclone Armor and Hurricane, and I'm just going to blink to Grand Vizier first. I don't bother doing the TP trick here, it's just I'm lazy, and I feel like it's going to be the death of me if I stop to open a portal every run. But if we look at the rate that I'm clearing this on Players 1, it's actually not bad. I tried this on my offline Wind Druid with similar items, and it's actually slower with the Wind Druid. Also, you miss a lot with the Wind Druid and you don't have the stun. that you have in bear form. So interesting point, I guess, is I actually believe this is the fastest sort of build for Druid. It's just pretty expensive. Ooh, hopefully that's a 5 NATO helm at the end. TP out, recast, and go to next seal. People always complain about shapeshifting and that you'd have to shapeshift out to use your Enigma, but once you actually play it for a few days, you get used to it really quick, and it just becomes really natural to TP, or to go in and out of shapeshifting form, so you can TP around. And this is one of the other cool things, you can sort of just blink right into people. It's fine if you're surrounded in this form. You're essentially safe against everything once you TP. So you can be probably the most ballsy with this build compared to any other build that I know of, especially in hardcore. Whereas let's say if I'm Wind Druid, you'll eventually get unlucky in that your tornadoes won't hit, they won't hit stun the enemies running at you, and they'll just be able to hit you. Whereas with Shockwave it always stops them in their tracks unless you're a champion or a unique monster. So even though it does comparative damage, it offers you a lot more safety, plus you get the bear form, which can't be interrupted when you're casting spells, and just offers you a much higher life base as well. So I'm quite a fan of it. Ooh. What's this? Meh. What's this? Meh. And what are you? I'll do one more run as well, and then maybe I'll think of running something else just to give any reference for how easy it is, in case you think I'm only good at chaos with this build. Trading for the Enigma was really hard since I didn't use D2 JSP or any of those like real money trading sites. I had to do this all through in-game trading, which is just unbelievably soul-crushing. Oh wait, what have I got? Shouts. There we are. But yeah, I think in terms of budget versions for this build, although this is an endgame build, you can actually do this really easily with budget gear too. I went over that with my last video, going over the Fire Shockwave Druid, but essentially double spirits with Mage Fist, which I think a bad one goes for about a pull. You can reach the 99 faster cast rate breakpoint really easily, and yeah, it's a super solid build. I guess the budget version of this build would... Sorry, it's hard to multitask. This is a bit of a slow run because I'm trying to talk and comment, talk and play at the same time. Yeah, so I think less than Istrun, you can make a decent build that can clear everything in hell. I would probably think if you can't trade for a Reaper's Toll... Wait, I haven't done Decease yet. There you are. Hui, 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 hui. No. Don't care, don't care, don't care. And I blink right in, because don't care. Maybe like every 5 shockwaves, if you're surrounded like this, just cast another Cyclone Armor. Just in case, because you never know. But then again, the playstyle for this in softcore versus hardcore will be completely different once again. Boom. In terms of alternative versions of this build, if you don't want to go the Cyclone Armor with Hurricane, I think with those extra, let's say 30 skill points that you wouldn't be spending into that, I'd probably either go max out your bear or max out Lycanthropy. You can be even tankier, so rather than 8k health you can have closer to 10 if you want. I've also seen Enchant Act 3 mercenaries be pretty good on this build. Even though you're only 1 points in all the summons, if you get enough skill points in them, they do hit, and they are really tanky, so adding the extra 500 fire damage and attack rating from an enchant Act 3 merc is pretty good as well. And then it's the second different type of damage, which is an alternative if you don't have Decrepify of some sort. What should I do now? Should I do a Baal Run? Yeah. I can never remember if it's right or left here, or if like the tiles are always right or left. Ah, right. I think. Hui, hui. And I think level 3 to 4 is random. Yeah. Oh my god, where are you? There we are. I love how once you're in bear form you just don't have to care. Hardcore is not a heart attack anymore. In fact, I've made a second character just because I don't really get the adrenaline rush anymore of playing it. So I've made a Pit Zerker. Or a Berserk Barb for Trav. Just trying to do a Holy Grail through 2 characters. Oh, there you are. I'd say my only criticism of this build, that you probably just saw then when I was killing the those last 2 stragglers, is that your single target damage isn't the greatest. You really excel at like group clearing, and especially players 1. At players 8, I've played with it and it's kind of rough. You don't really need the CTA with this build, I guess, though, because you have so much life that the CTA doesn't really add that much more percentage-wise on top of it. So I could see you swapping it around to something to use with your maul to clear those stragglers. I was using a black rune word for the crushing blow to kill bosses, but I suppose anything else is fine with maul as well, so that can be a solution too. I just like the CTA just because I like to play as safe as possible. But yeah, you see when they're all lined up like that, it's really easy clear. That's about what you'd expect out of a Wind Druid, except I'm way tankier and it's easier to play. Ugh. Do I even bother killing Baal? I think it's probably important to show where the build kind of slows down. So Diablo is easy, but he kind of pushes everything back here. So this will be a bit longer than the others, especially when he blinks away. It's just annoying. Oh my god. Where's my crushing blow? Oh my god. Asab, you let me down, mate. I didn't give you a G-face for nothing. Yeah, don't you dare blink away. Please. I think this is where an Insight as a merc weapon would be better, because you have a much higher attack rating. Ta-da! He's dead. And I got nothing for it. Anyway, that was the build. I'm gonna keep playing this character because I'm trying to do Holy Grail now. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Awesome, thank you.